All right, welcome everybody. This is week 6 of of Overdrive Leagues Bronze and Silver. Sorry, I like went back into backpedal mode there, but I am Alk Battery. I'm joined here by Bofum. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Just saw one of the better games I've seen in a Bronze and Silver Euro.
Yeah, and for anyone who just missed it, Illumination, they actually just lost their first game, going 11-1 now to the brand new team, Minior. That there was also their first game, so it's super impressive from them. A 44-minute game, a little bit drawn out, but just for anyone to note, Classic is going to be losing a ban, as they do have an e-sub right now. So that is, just to note. But this is, again, Classic's first game, so another new team joining the organization, joining the league. And Vandal NoMad, they're about middle of the pack right now. They are 6-5 right now. So
Yeah, if there was ever a team for Classic Esports to make their debut against Vandal Nomads, seems to be one of the better ones. Not terribly terrible. Just above that 500 mark. Also have a number of wins under their belts. So I think a win or a loss here will kind of establish where they are in the grand scheme of things.
yeah, and again, the e-sub is also going to be in the jungle. So I mean, typically the e-subs they don't have too much of an effect on the result of the game, but when you have your jungler getting subbed out, it does, it does leave a little bit of a gap in terms of team shot calling, as your jungler is typically the one that's calling the shots early on in the game.
Yeah, he's the one you feed all the information to, and he kind of tries to impact the best as he.
Yeah, so I mean, just looking at the bans, obviously they did have to miss one, but the Jackson the Orn being taken away, that's a lot of focus on this top side already.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, like 3 or 4 bans right there with the Vladimir, who's able to obviously be flexed away, but again, I mean, also something also to note is now pretty interesting pick strategy either from Classic or from Vandal. They did have to first pick the Rakan on the side of Vandal, so the next 2 picks were the Xayah and Zac, taking away the Xayah Rakan bot lane.
Yeah, I think that's maybe kind of getting into their own heads a bit. Lucian, Kai'Sa, MF, Jin, all available. Going for the Xayah by herself seems a bit unnecessary. But maybe they just want to deny the Xayah Rakan. Maybe that's as important for them.
Yeah, and now, I mean, now that they've picked the Xayah, this allows them to just spam, they can spend their last 2 bans on the AD carries, and we might just see the Lucian and Kai'Sa, like you were saying, being taken away. Even more top focus. I mean, something we haven't seen is the Malphite being banned away from Evil Gambit now. If I remember correctly, this man's a monster on that champion. Yeah, Evil Gambit, I mean, he has, there we go, the Malphite is going to be banned, but he has a 4.5 KDA on that. That's pretty impressive for someone, and you get a lot of those really easy engagements. But I mean, just looking at the first 3 picks from either team, what are some of the strengths that we can recognize here?
Before we go on to that, I just want to touch on the Malphite. Not super meta right now. Is used as a counter pick to some of those bruisers, those AD bruisers. But it kind of shows the power having a pocket pick like that holds, kind of forcing a ban out, forcing you to pick up an actual power pick like the Shen very late in the draft.
I mean, I wonder what they're going to be picking for top side. Oh, not the Sivir again, top. I'm getting flashbacks, but this team from Vandal is pretty interesting already. I mean, we might see a more standard setup from Classic. Looks like all the newer teams are going for more of those traditional team comps, while the standard, or I should say the original teams that are here, they're kind of putting on a show, and they're putting on some new kicks for us.
Yeah, they've been in this for how many weeks now? 6, 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, they playing multiple games a night. They're just let's try some stuff out.
So I'm interested to see where this is gonna go. Obviously, we do see the Yasuo is gonna be taking top lane against the Shen. For Classic Esports, what are some things that they're gonna be looking for to try and win this, and what should they be focusing when they come into this game?
Well, immediately we see a Shen. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, 4-1. They have very strong engage with Zac and Shen. Zac by himself is a monster, but with the Shen, he could get into the backline, kind of cause some disruption. Make sure that Jin never gets the ult is the big one. Also forcing Orianna further back so she can't use her ult on the backline. Cassiopeia and Xayah are very strong. I think at most points in the game, Cassiopeia is a machine gun mage in the vein of Rise, and kind of Azir as well, is able to do some damage, throwing out those E's and the poison. Also a lot of outplay potential if she ever gets ganked. Xayah Morgana into Jhin and Rakan. That's interesting because Rakan can go in and Jhin could follow up from very far away. Similarly, Morgana can engage from very far away, and they can both kind of try to get a pick. Zac versus Sejuani both have kind of similar, similar paths, similar clear, and I think with regards to the focus of the junglers, I would go with the top lane because I think Vandal NoMad will try to get that Yasuo head, and I think Classic Esports needs to try their best to stop that from happening.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just looking at this from the side of Vandal, they have a pretty clear objective. Try and get the Yasuo to get a pretty large last breath. The Orianna Shockwave and Dissonance is going to put up a lot of knockups and a lot of slows, and with
as well as the Grand Entrance from Rakan.
Yeah, and the Grand Entrance and the Charm's able to put out a lot of ability for this Yasuo to try and do something at least, but they, from the side of Classic, they have a lot of ways to stop them. They have the Black Shield for Morgana, they have the ground coming out from Cassiopeia's Miasma, and Shen's ultimate, the Stand United, also putting up a little bit of more of a barrier against Vandal's team comp. I'm worried that Vandal is not going to have enough tanks to try and, they do have it. They have the Sejuani, but they don't have enough tanks to make it out through the burst or the amount of damage that Cassiopeia and Xayah can put out.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of leaning more towards the split push Yasuo. There is a lot of wave clear coming out from both Orianna and Jhin in those 4v4 situations to kind of keep Classic Esports distracted, while Yasuo, if he gets ahead, he can 1v1 the Shen, who will be the answer to his split push. So I think that's where we might see the Yasuo going.
Alright, so we are just now going to be going into game. Vandal looking for their 7th win here, and Classic looking to maybe follow in the steps of their newly found brethren in Minior, trying to find a win here. Their first game of, just being in the league. So if anyone in chat, you want to show some love to the new teams coming in, go ahead, spam some names in there. Or, you're a big fan of Vandal, maybe they'll be able to pick up a win against a new team. For right now, we are going to go into game. We do see the Jhin with Hail of Blades. This is a new somewhat of a new thing. Halo Blade's giving a lot of AD to the Jhin at level 9 with a Storm Razor and Celerity. You do end up getting around 40 AD, which is pretty huge.
Yeah, as that gets multiplied by crit, it's a good chunk.
Yeah, so I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. Just a lot of people with no skins. So I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, there's 3 people with no skin, 4 people, sorry, but the Pulse Fire Shin might be able to make up for it. I mean, just very quickly before we get into the game, like who do you give this win over to?
That's tough. Vandal NoMad did go with that Yasuo, which kind of into the classic esports comp. It does require a lot of finesse, if that makes sense. It's not press R win or just run it down any lane. He has to keep his mind about himself. Everybody kind of has to. The Zac and Shen combo is pretty destructive on that back line.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to just give it to a team like right now, I'd actually say classic esports.
Yeah, obviously we did see last game that the traditional team comps seem to work just a little bit better, but hopefully without a Sivir in the top lane, maybe this will do just a little bit better. Also, not as much of a different pick than usual. Something to note though is that Kuda is gonna have to play pretty safely here, and picking something like the Jhin is going to be very, very iffy. We do have the stat for how many deaths you have, if you'd like to inform the audience here.
59 deaths on the season. That's his second most in the bronze and silver. I'll refrain from naming who has the most. We'll talk about that in his game.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be outed for having the most deaths, but I mean,
so
when you're
stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, with the second most deaths in bronze and silver, 59 deaths. I mean, over 5 weeks. That's about like when you play like 2 games. That's a lot of math that I'm not ready to do, and I'm not gonna get told that I'm wrong for doing more math.
That's 10 per night, around there, thereabouts.
Oh, that's disgusting. Yikes. But again, I mean, he is playing the Jhin, so maybe he might be able to show some better positioning, and hopefully he won't be caught out by a Morgana binding. The only thing I have to think for Rakan, obviously the Black Shield will be stopped. We'll be able to stop the engage from Rakan, but also the binding, if it lands in the middle of his dash, will stop him mid-dash, and when the knockup won't even go through. So it's going to be up to Jax the Ripper to try and stop most of these engages.
A lot of high skill players gonna be coming out here.
Wow, I'm sure all of these people would love to hear that bronze and silver is high skilled players. Trust.
I said high skilled players, not high skilled players.
Oh, plays. Alright, there we go. Okay. I mean, just to start, Late Potato Chip going for an early level 2 gank here. Jim Starve just barely getting level 2 over Skyfios. He is not going to be level 2 just for a little bit here, but already we see the Cassiopeia takes a Corrupting Potion. Corrupting Potion over anything like the... usually we do see something like the Doran's Ring, so...
Is expecting to take some harass. The Corrupting Potion is...
and it gives you health, and it lets you trade even further. I mean, the poison is going to constantly apply ticks of it.
Yeah, damaging spells and attacks. Okay, yeah. So he is getting the proc.
He's getting a lot off of it there.
Yeah.
Should be able to... I'm assuming that he's also going to be probably taking something like the Time Warp Tonic, which allows him to increase the duration of potions. But the first Scuttle also going over to Late Potato Chip, so he was already getting some priority in terms of jungle experience and gold. Let's see how he's able to manifest that. But the first binding landing already onto Shadow, and a great trade there. So this early game, what are I mean, if we're just looking at the side of Vandal, what are some of the things that they're going to be looking for in the first 15 to 20 minutes of the game?
Well, Leadership did have, does have a bit of a step ahead of Snuggle Blanky in the jungle, so I think we'll see him be a bit more proactive with his ganks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying that we did say that to note that hopefully Vandal would be trying to put Tristan ahead pretty early, but now we actually see an engage here in the bot lane. It looks like the junglers are going to meet, and now Cassiopeia and Morgana are going to get the first response here. Let's see what happens to Late Potato Chip. No flash. Now he's in the miasmas. He's not able to get away, and that's first blood. And a blue buff also going over to Jimstar.
Yeah, that was a poor invade. Like, there's no reason for that. He was upside with his path. A big win condition for them is this Yasuo. I think he kind of treads around topside and tries to get that Yasuo ahead. I don't really see the point of invading.
A lot of damage from Jimstar utilizing that blue buff, and now Skyfios has to blow the flash pretty early. That blue buff is super important for someone like the Cassiopeia getting that level, even 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's that feels pretty good for him and pretty terrible for Skyfios.
Yeah, Skyfios is like, yeah, it did now actually we're gonna see another Snuggle. It looks like Snuggle's gonna try and catch Potato Chip, the shield coming out, but he is gonna be another kill. Now for Snuggle. So 1-0-1 for both the mid and jungle, and already behind on the Sejuani. That
invade it did him some not any good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it allowed him to be trapped fairly easily.
Yeah, this is pretty bad already looking for Vandal, and when you're playing these tank junglers, something to note is that a lot of your strength comes from your levels, because obviously your items are not going to do too much unless it's something like a Zeke's Convergence or even a Knight's Vow. But actually, Evil Gambit now has a level lead over Tristan, but with the Sejuani already being super far behind, and as a tank jungler, she's going to be kind of hurting to do anything across the map.
Yeah, you mentioned that Evil Gambit had a level. Because
the miasma coming out and no flash. Also, the ultimate now, the miasma's gonna get it. The flash coming out from Jinstar to avoid any more turret damage, but now Skyfios with no summoners is gonna be a huge ganking target now mid lane.
Snuggle Blanky got an inch from Potato Chip's invade and is taking an absolute mile with it. Going for invades, going for dives, he's just playing like a man.
Yeah, now they know basically a jungle difference, so now Jimstar and Snuggle are gonna try and look to run away with this early lead that they've gained for themselves.
Yeah, I have to say it's a very impressive early game from Snuggle Blanky, especially.
Yeah, eSub already showing that, maybe Late Potato Chip, they obviously weren't able to, prepare for an eSub. It might have been, very last minute, and maybe they were preparing a strategy that might have worked against someone, the main roster jungler, which is Reformed Jordan.
Yeah.
But not amazing.
Yeah, that's something a sub also provides that team is a kind of fresh perspective. Maybe they did some kind of scouting, even though it's a zero team. They know that the usual jungler is pretty passive. They don't have to worry about dives. They don't have to worry about counter jungling or heavy invades. But yeah, a fresh perspective from somebody like Snuggle Blanky would do wonders for a team like Classic Esports.
And now we already see Jimstar pushing out his mid wave, or Skyfield's pushing out the mid wave and trying to roam down bot, but Jimstar there to catch it and also roam at the same time. Already has the tier and the lost chapter. These are huge item power spikes for Jimstar. Like Cassiopeia.
Yeah. Can we just talk about the two very ridiculous CS leads at 8 minutes into the game.
Oh,
There's 29 right now on the side of Tristan against on the Yasuo against Shen, and 22 for Jimstar against Skyfields.
yeah. And he also just got a second blue buff.
Oh my god. So
He's now also trying to counter jungle, but he doesn't have flash here. Here comes the miasma. The Jin ult also going to come out. He's trying to dodge so much. The command dissonance coming out. Shut down here for Kuda. So he's also going to get a blue buff now. Transferred. Complete. Also going to be 450 gold going into his pocket. So Jimstar being a little bit aggressive there with no sums, and also blows the cleanse. So he's not going to have that for the next engagement.
Yeah, I think he realizes that Zach was the key to his success, and he thinks that.
Flash from Tristan to try and dodge the Let's Bounce from Snuggle. So already, Snuggle recognizing, going up to another lane. And now Sejuani is in the mid lane, trying to pick it up. Skyfios is going to back and get the blasting one, trying to get to that Luden's Echo as quick as possible. For right now, I think, the sums for Skyfios are coming back up, so maybe a repeat gank in the mid lane might be necessary so that Jimstar can, maybe reclaim some of the lead that he lost there.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have too much trouble doing that. He is still ahead of Skyfios. Just doesn't have that blue buff as he would like. Kuda, the NoMad right now, is making good use of that. Feels very good on Jin. A mage ADC as we go.
Yeah, and I love the itemization here, and obviously he's now going to pick up the BF sword, but first pickup is going to be the Boots of Swiftness to try and dodge the, a lot of skill shots that he has to dodge at bot lane. The feathers and the pullback from Xayah, but also the binding that he has to try and dodge. So
yeah, for sure. Even if Morgana ults him, he just kind of tries to walk.
Tristan taking half of his health. A lot of good damage here from Gambit. Again, no flash on Tristan right now. He's trying to get those wave dashes across. The flash coming out in the taunt. This is going to be another kill. This is going to be the first death of Tristan. That kill onto Gambit.
Yeah, Tristan was playing with fire there. Not really sure what he was thinking. I think he was thinking he's a Yasuo with a 40 CS lead, but I don't really know.
I mean, you're going up into Shen, so Shen is going to obviously win a lot of those 1v1s with the empowered autos and with something like the Grasp of the Undying.
Yeah.
Looks like they're trying to cut off Kuda here. Miasma going a little bit short. Shadow Moon going to go in. Late Potato Chip is here now. Let's see what happens. Skyfios is here. The Grand Entrance Charm. The nice command shockwave there. Ultimate from Cassiopeia coming out, and now 4-man strong. They're trying to defend and kill. Late Potato Chip is going to get the kill on the Snuggle. The engage from Evil Gambit using the ultimate. Venlo having to take a lot of the ultimate. Miasma to try and stop him out, but now he might be able to turn this. A lot of poison damage onto Shadowed from Jimstar. Classic eSports. I mean, while they do have somewhat of a lead, they are playing really aggressive and not getting exactly what they want. Maybe a little bit greedy against Vandal.
Greedy, as well as some people might not be on the same page. Snuggle obviously wanted that very aggressive dive. I don't think the rest of his team kind of playing behind him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he could have used something like the Let's Bounce to try and dodge the ultimate, but now he's tanking a turret shot. Tristan up here with the great taunt from Evil Gambit. That is going to be Stand United being taken away, and it just seems that, while they do have a little bit of that early advantage, Classic Esports is getting maybe a little bit too ahead of themselves. You actually might see another gank from Snuggy up on the top side, but Tristan just being patient, waiting it out. Looks like Skyfios is going to step really far up. Jimstar doing so much damage on the flash. Has to be popped from Skyfios. This might just end up in a gank from Snuggle Bunny in the mid lane if Skyfios decides to stay.
If I were Jimstar, I'd follow flash. Basically what I'm saying is Jimstar is a much better man.
Under turret getting flashed, and now the knock-up of the tornado is going to land, but no connect of the ult. Yeah. Snuggle is under this turret. They were looking for a gank, but now they know that he's there. Late Potato Chip is going to take out the ward. Might actually just rotate to the blue. We already see Shadowed Rakan is now towards the top, the mid lane. He's trying to get some wards down, trying to prevent any ganks on his mid laner. But oh, now we look at top side. Tristan. Tristan could be next for Snuggle Bunny Gambit at 50% health. 3-level lead over. He already has the Aegis of the Legion, so he's gonna have some of that magic resistant armor already being given over. So for right now, I mean, it's a pretty tame game. Gemstar already has his Archangel Staff and Luden's Echo. What are some things that maybe Vandal are going to be looking towards or trying to stall out against Classic?
Well, Vandal, I think, well, we saw Skyfields going, well, as, ooh, that was close.
Ends up missing.
Yeah. Skyfields managed to close that CS differential to, well, it was under 15, but then he left lane. Whereas Tristan's CS lead just grew to about, what, close to 50 right now. So, yeah, I think if we continue along this path, we'll see.
Oh, there's a scuttle going over. That's a nice 130 gold going over into the pocket of Kuda. Kuda doing well for himself, already 2-0-1. Maybe he's hearing our comments about his death stat, trying to prevent a lot of those, but it is 15. We are closing in on 15 minutes, so never know, maybe. But this is going to be a Rift Herald going over to Vandal eSports, so a good objective to get early. And they're giving it to Tristan, actually, so you can get those backs early and prefer and assuming he's going to be pushing out top lane and trying to get this top turret first. Looks like they are going to try and go for the dragon on the side of Classic with Jhin ultimate. Let's see what happens. Those bullets are going to be singing. Curtain call. Just barely doesn't hit the dragon, and Cassiopeia is going to pick it up. There's going to be an Ocean Drake, which is arguably pretty good. And now I actually see he's going to get interrupted. The Rift Herald is not going to get...
Yeah, that was cool.
Tristan not showing any respect to Gambit there. That was, I mean... That pool, that taunt was, I mean, pretty telegraphed. And
yeah, it was obvious. I don't know if he mistimed the cooldown of it. Maybe Evil Gambit. I really don't think he was trying to ward and popped it by mistake. So yeah, that's something you really don't like to see.
Yeah, that's a pretty large.
Completely avoidable things like that. Yeah.
That's a pretty big. I don't know if you'd want to put a ward next to the turret, but now he's gonna be able to try and clear this. That's pretty huge. So for Vandal, who are some people that they might be looking to try and get fed? Obviously we talked about Tristan, but it looks like Kuda is trying to step up at least.
Yeah, Kuda is doing very well for himself. I think that may his team may call an audible and say, okay, we'll funnel some more resources into Kuda now. He's keeping up in CS with Tristan. The most CS in the game right now is with Gemstar, who is farming very well. Although not the hardest to farm on with Cassiopeia, but still, credit where credit's due.
It does look like he's trying to use the dashes to try and get away, but it seems like every time we look back up here, Gambit is getting the better end of a trade onto Tristan here. But now we see a 3-man dive on the top side, possibly. Skyfios is here. Looks like the less bounce is gonna miss. Flash from Tristan coming out, but now the flash to dodge the shockwave. Great job from Gemstar. Skyfios has no flash yet. The Glacial Prison is gonna come out, is gonna try and use this, and now Tristan is gonna get the kill onto Gemstar. The ultimate, they're trying to get away, and now Tristan is gonna pick up the kill. It's a super hectic fight there, and Gemstar are going a lot further than maybe his compatriots wanted to. Yeah,
also, I wanted to talk about this earlier, but I think we just saw James. I just saw James game at super late.
If you want, press U and then click the speed up button so you're all caught up. I don't know, maybe that might help you. Catching up. Sorry guys, we were gonna try and catch him up so that...
Yeah.
I don't know if that might be an issue or if it's just connection, if anything. But looking at the game right now, it is somewhat of a lull state. Every lane is either coming back or just simply trying to catch the wave. I mean, right now, I mean, Benlo's sitting on some gold. He's on about 1,500, so he's trying to look for that zeal back. And Skyfios, not super far ahead. Or he is about 1,000k gold, 1,000 gold down.
1,000k gold.
1,000k, it's a lot. Trust.
Yeah.
Jimstar is about 1,000 gold up on him, but
did they buff Kleptomancy this much?
hopefully, I would hope so, because literally it's only Ezreal and Gangplank who take it. That item should be way better than it is. But
yeah.
It seems like Snuggle Bunny is focusing this top and mids a lot harder than maybe the bot side, but Tristan now going in on him, the last breath giving him a lot of armor penetration, and the Bork seems to be doing a lot. Sorry, the Bilgewater Cutlass, nice dodge of the wind or the tornado there. But
yeah, I think Tristan was just biding his time until he could have PD and some light steal, and I think he's ready to roll right now.
Now that he has the Bilgewater, it's going to be doing works for him. It's going to be doing wonders for him. And now that he also has the Phantom Dancer, it should also allow him to try and 1v1 Gambit. So this is also going to be first turret for Vandal in the top side. So Yasuo getting a little bit of that lead that he wants. And still, I mean, in CS, he's 50 up right now.
Yeah, the last breath is also almost up, so you could see that again.
This is huge. I feel like Classic has kind of stalled out, whether it be from failed initiations around the map, or just, you know, it be that Vandal's getting back some leads and really capitalizing on them. It feels like Classic has somewhat stalled out for now.
Yeah, I think right now we see that
Ooh, the Let's Bounce coming out. Ooh, and the flash from Skyfios to dodge it. Great job from him. But it's a pretty good trade right there, an ultimate for a summoner spell, especially something like Flash.
Yeah, I think right now we might be seeing some lack of communication that we spoke regarding subs. Snuggleblanky has been, you know, out of position, a bit far forward sometimes, as well as Jimstar.
Looks like they're trying to prep for something bot lane. Jax is in a bad position, has to use the Black Shield. Does still have the flash, is going to go forward, going to also use the stopwatch, but the Glacial Prison does go a little bit wide. The Shen ult is going to come out right onto Jax. Shadowed Moon is super low, and Evil Gambit's going to get the kill onto the Potato Chip. Kuda and them are trying to back off, but Tristan is going to get straight up hit with the ultimate from Cassiopeia. He's going to get the Miasma down, and he's going to slowly get hit. That is a 3-man hit of the Shockwave. Jimstar is going to get taken really low with the 4th shot from Kuda. Kuda trying to dip in and out of these fights, Shadowed on the side. That is going to be 2 for... Ooh, he's going to go really far forward. And it looks like they're going to go in onto Shadow. Shadow going really low. Evil Gambit also going to get the kill. The flash from Kuda, but he's going to go up, and that is double flash shutdown for Benlo. So that is 4 members of Classic being Vandal, sorry, being taken down.
Yeah, now we see them not all being on the same page, but at different times. Yasuo trying to 1v, Kuda trying to 1v3. Does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, now they're gonna be trying to go for the second Ocean Drake. This should definitely help. The sideways or trading is happening. Looks like Vandal is looking to just give it up for right now.
Yeah, you see, I'm not a big fan of 1 Ocean Drake, but huge fan of 2 Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's, you know, a lot of regen coming.
Jimstar is looking to try and catch out Skyfios. Looks like Snuggle is also here. Doesn't have the flash. The Shockwave coming out. He's still going to burn to the poison. Now Potato Chip is in a bad position. The flash, the Let's Bounce going over the wall might actually end up saving him, but now Jax is here. Flashes straight into a Morgana binding. Curtain call. Seems like Kuda was trying to snipe his own teammate there. Jax going super low. The 4th shot there. 1, 2, 3, 4 coming out from Kuda, but not necessarily a kill.
Yeah.
Looks like, I mean, we were talking about miscommunication, and it seems like Late Potato Chip was maybe a little bit off on the call there. Did go in just a little bit late, a little bit too late as Skyfios had already gone down. This might actually be a turret.
You know, that would...
You're saying?
But yeah, Vandal were doing fine, and then they kind of dug themselves in.
Another fight here. Actually, while we wait, he does go in with the grand entrance, but Benlo and Evil Gambit are waiting there.
They're just digging themselves deeper and deeper and deeper.
It seems like they're really trying to force this.
Yeah, Classic eSports is doing an excellent job of capitalizing on these mistakes. But make no mistake, they are making huge mistakes.
Ooh, that is a two-man shockwave, and now Tristan's gonna go in with the last breath. He is gonna also go down in the meantime. Evil Gambit also is gonna fall. Shut down gold for him.
Well, I stand corrected.
I stand corrected. They're just gonna screw it up. But I mean, it looks like Vandal is just trying to force his mid lane. They are just trying to get this at all costs. But they are trading a lot of manpower.
They did go 2-for-1, but they lost arguably their strongest player on the map right now.
Yeah, I mean, we do see the bot side. They're gonna have to try and catch this for Classic, but they need to be able to market transfer and materialize these leads that they're getting. They're obviously picking up kills on a lot of their carries and a lot of missteps from Vandal, but they're not materializing into more objectives. They do have the 2 dragons, but no turrets being taken, and their 2 outer turrets are really, really low.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about Vandal this game. Ooh.
So much damage. He already has the RFC and the Stormrazor, so...
Yeah, but I was speaking about Ben. He's been building up a nice, quiet
kill gold lead.
Yeah, some nice stats for himself. Yeah, even in CS, is 3-0 the only player not to die in the game so far.
No, I'm saying, but they're even in gold right now. They're
okay.
I think Benlo's only down like 20 gold right now, but
yeah, negligible.
So. But there we go. Late Potato Chip trying to get an invade here, but it looks like Skytheos and Tristan are going to be here first. Does end up getting the smite. Tristan trying to do some damage. The binding goes a bit wide there. He is stepping up, does use the black shield. It looks like Venlo is super far, but Snuggles here. The Let's Bounce coming out. He's going to be going down. It looks like Snuggles is going to also pick that up. And now it looks like they're trying to go for Jax. Jax is going to get killed by Kuda. The 4 shots from Curtain Call coming out.
Snuggle tried to body block for him, but was a bit
little bit low. Yeah. And they might be trying to go for a repeat gank, but now they're pinging for help in the mid lane, and Kuda can just run down Benlo here. No ultimate to get him away. And this is the power of Jin with the Halo of Blades and just his build in general. He can run around like a madman.
Yeah, I just complimented Benlo on playing very smartly and not dying for the game, but everybody's out to prove me wrong this game.
They are doing amazing right now. I mean, that Jin is just able to run around with a lot of agency and do whatever he wants almost.
Yeah, for sure.
So, we do see that Gemstar has picked up the Rylai's, trying to get an even further slow and trying to stop the Tristan and Skytheos, but that is a second turret going down. Vandal's picking up some more gold across the map. The mid lane still not broken, but getting close to it. So what are the next steps here for Classic?
Classic, they've been doing well in the team as 5, catching members of Vandal out of position. Vandal purposefully putting themselves out of position, kind of giving Classic a way into the game. So yeah, I think we need to see more of that. Vandal, however, I think are forward.
The Dragon in 50 seconds. It is a Malandrake, so pretty important in terms of objectives being able to be taken here. The top side is going to be pushing here in favor of Classic. I mean, these team fights are looking really good for Classic. My issue here is that now Kuda has picked up the Lord Dominic's. He's going to be able to shred the tank, and now we do see an engage. Kuda already getting the ultimate and trying to get the left bounce to try and get away. No CC going to land on him. That is a flash and heal from Kuda, so pretty important summoners when you're super low. And now they're going to just go for a repeat. Snuggle going pretty deep, and the TP from Tristan. The ultimate shockwave only landing on the Benlo to take half of his health. Tristan does... I don't think he actually TP... Wait. Now we see another engage. Benlo going immediately down so fast due to Kuda doing so much. He's gonna get pulled back. Shadow as well. Benlo, NoMad as well. Kuda gets hit it up, and now the swiftness being hit. Shut down onto Kuda. Snuggle is in the back. It looks like they're trying to kill Jax. That is a 2-for-1. Kuda is gonna go down, but Snuggle keeps going for these repeat ganks, and I don't think most of his team is ready for this. Looks like a hold for the mid lane.
Yeah, you know, they didn't have Benlo there. The only source of damage in that Jimstar.
Benlo got absolutely destroyed there. It was one auto attack, and he just disappeared.
Yeah, he needs to not go for auto trades on Jin.
Yeah, Jin is doing so much damage, and now he's able to just ignore a lot of the damage. Miasma is going to go a little bit wide, but now the dragon is also live. Shen with no ultimate and no TP. He's going to be topside trying to clear this wave. They should be looking, at least. Vandal should be trying to look to try and start this dragon. For right now, itemization, Skyfios is going to be trying to pick up that. Rabadons is going to be really expensive. Jimstar already picking up the Leandri's Rylai's combo, so he's going to be doing 10% max health damage for Tick. Again, Evil Gambit still not bot side, and now they're going to lose this mid lane. This is looking... they're going to trade this dragon, though. They might be looking for a collapse. Lick Potato Chip on the other side of the wall. Curtain Call coming out, and now let's see what happens. 800 health on the dragon. He is going to be able to get it. The ultimate Glacial Prison coming out. Flash from Snuggle Bunny. He's going to try and jump out, but now he's alive, and that is a double knockup for the last breath. Feathers coming out. A lot of heal, and now Jax is going to get the kill onto Tristan. A shutdown going on to Snuggle. And that is a dragon, but that is trading 2 for 0 and a lot of lane pressure. The good thing is that the lanes for Classic are pushing.
Yeah, except for this mid lane here, but they do have Cassiopeia to... That was, you know, I spoke about, they having a lot of tools to deal with Yasuo, but none of them were put to use there. They were kind of split up with the curtain call coming in, and Yasuo was able to get his backline, land knock up 2, and land a nice last one.
Look at this Jin! He's just running around with like 500, 600 movement speed. This is my kind of Jin. I love playing Jin, and getting stuff like this where you can get so much movement speed is really, really fun. Yeah, it definitely takes away his weak point where he's an immobile AD carry, and I'd love to see something like this, but for right now it looks like Vandal is trying to run away with a little bit of a lead, but this is looking a lot like last game where early on the team fights were a little bit iffy. Obviously the newer teams playing these traditional comps, they were getting those team fights, but around the map Vandal and Illumination were also getting turrets really early on. Is there anything different that maybe differentiates this game from last game you saw?
I'm sorry, what?
I was just saying that I was trying to compare this game to the last game where the turrets were going down very early for Illumination. They were taking a lot of those turrets early, but as the game went later on, obviously we did see that they were able to, Minior was able to pull the win out, and I'm trying to compare this game to that game, so maybe we see maybe the same kind of result here.
Yeah, it's possible. Sorry, my Discord kind of bugged up.
Okay. Ooh, the Binding lands right onto him, and so does the Miasma, the 4-man knockup, and Kuda's gonna delete Jax. The Shen ult is gonna come out as well, but right now Kuda's doing so much for his team. The knockup, Benlo is now here, shadowed in the background, does have the flash of Curtain Call coming out, trying to get away. Snuggle does doing disengage, and now Jimstar is low. Kuda is straight carrying these fights right now for his team in terms of damage.
Yeah, absolutely. That Yasuo is just having a time in the bot. Having a time just one-shotting people.
Yeah.
I don't usually like to call out missed skill shots, but I don't think I've seen her landed Sejuani ult for the...
For the last 10 minutes at least, so...
Yeah.
This is 32 minutes, already heading up, and now the mid lane is going to possibly see an engagement. Nice use of the Elastic Slingshot to try and stop. That is half of Benlo's health, a little bit more, but a lot of damage on Benlo there.
Yeah, Benlo, I think they heard me compliment Benlo.
As soon as you complimented him, he just started dying a lot.
Yeah, let's mess Benlo up a little bit.
Ooh, Gambit taking a lot. He's getting, ooh, the flash to try and dodge the last breath here. And the auto attack is going to end up getting it. His team is going to try and escort him out. Mr. President, come on. You can get out of this one, but Evil Gambit does blow his flash alongside Tristan, and it seems now that, you know, Tristan is getting the upper hand with his build and just in damage in general.
Yeah, the Conqueror plus Blue King plus PD, you know, it does well into tanks and in 1v1s. That could have been a bit cleaner. His mechanics failed him a bit, you know. He missed some Steel Tempests and kind of canceled some autos as well, but you know, it worked out in the end. Yeah.
I mean, just looking at this right now, one thing I would like to notice is that Jimstar has picked up the Void Staff, but if we look at it, the only person who has a lot of magic resist is Late Potato Chip. While, I mean, obviously, you see the Merc Treads also being picked up for Shadowed Moon, but I would think that your priority is to try and get as much AP so you can try and get rid of these damage dealers, especially when you're going up against something like, you know, Kuda right now, who's a madman on the gym. Now see an engage onto this bot side. Binding does miss. Jax is here to try and stop Tristan from doing a little bit too much to his enemy top laner. So, but right now, Vandal is a little bit in the lead against Classic Esports. Let's see how they can try and close out this game. 2 minutes later, a binding lands on a Shadowed. An engagement, possibly. The flash coming out. They're going to get the kill. Jimstar is going to put the final nail in the coffin for Shadowed Moon here. And there goes the support, a 40-second death timer. Baron is alive. Dragon in 30 seconds. It is the Elder Drake. So
yeah, Shadowed is one of their main forms of engage, so that kind of does open up a little bit for them, but there's not...
They're trying to go in onto Kuda. Kuda taking a lot, but now Kuda's trading so much damage. The flash from Snuggle to try and get out. He's not going to land any of these current calls. The ultimate from Cassiopeia, the heal as well, the shockwave missing. He's going to get the kill for the lead. And the shutdown as well. Looks like they're going to try and go in. Snuggle money for the re-engage. Potato Chip and Skyfios. Benlo going forward now that he has GA to protect him. Shutdown for Snuggle. And this might just be the Baron call for Classic.
Yeah, that's a nice kind of a snowball, I guess you could say. They got one kill onto the spot. They had engaged on the 80s. Made him, you know, he had no summoners at the time. I think he had heal only. Burnt that, then got the kill on him after, you know, some trying. Then got the kill on the mid laner. I would have liked to see them establish some vision and dominance around the Baron, but you know, they're crawling back into this. Then even the goal lead though, only down by about 200 goals.
And now Tristan's gonna start up the Elder Drake here. A little ballsy there.
Yeah.
Jungler support, but we do see that Cassiopeia is back in base, and Benlo and Jax are just now coming back. Excuse me, this turret in the mid lane, super low, a lot of standing gold. And again, no turrets being taken for Classic right now. 36 minutes into the game, and they haven't even broke one of them.
Yeah, they're only 400 gold down. Imagine if they could dedicate some resources to taking them.
Yeah, they have to constantly be worrying about trying to catch the side waves and making sure that if they go for an objective, they won't just get out split pushed by minions. So great job from Kuda to catch that bot lane, stop it from going in onto the turret, and now you should be looking. The objectives are obviously the next thing on the map. Evil Gambit still has the Stand United on the Shen, trying to use the ultimate to maybe stop some of that engage from Late Potato Chip, or just stall for a little bit. We're nearing that point where a lot of the items are being completed, especially for the damage dealers. Jimstar and Benlo getting very close to their 5th and 6th items. Cassiopeia not able to build boots, so saving about 1100 to 1200 gold right there.
Yeah,
automatically.
That's super late game build.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Poor Cassiopeia, no boots, boys. Reportable offense. Build is troll, but there we go. Evil Gamma gonna be picking up the first turret here for the side of Classic. So now they can have this bot lane pushing. Looks like the same is going on the opposite side of the map in the opposite direction. The top side is gonna push against Classic here, and they are trying to just mount an offense for this. The current call coming out from Kuda just to protect them and give them a lot of space so they can take this mid lane turret.
Yeah, I actually like to see that from Jin. Use his alter zone. A lot of Jins, they get 4 shots out and trying to get 4 kills with them. But very, very selfless play there.
And now we're gonna see some hovering around the Elder Drake. Just to note that if this should be a really important objective for Classic. Oh, that is half of Jimstar's health there. But, maybe explain to us some of the importance of these dragons considering, the teams.
Yeah, for sure.
For right now, all 3 dragons are on the side of Classic, so this Elder Drake is almost a huge objective for Vandal to try and at least take it away from them so they can say that they don't have it and they don't get those increased benefits from the Elder Drake buff.
Yeah, with both Elder and Baron up, I think the best course of action is to do 1-for-1 unless you happen to find yourself in a situation like this.
It looks like Tristan is doing the dragon right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna land. The Shen ult is also gonna come out for him, using the flash to try and get away. The knockup, double knockup there. Jimstar does have to use the Zonias, but Skytheos also used ultimate there. So those are 2 really important teamfight ultimates to be using, and now they're just gonna, the current call is gonna try and stop some of the backs. Venlo has to go bot to catch this huge wave here, but again, Classic getting a lot of good ultimates and just cooldowns in general.
Yeah, something in this game and the last game, nobody's devoting a lot of vision. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need vision if everyone's grouping mid.
Fair enough.
Another turret does fall, so they are catching up in those objectives, although it was just a bunch of Winions basically taking them. They're saying, alright, if you guys won't, we'll take them, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got your back.
Exactly, so the top and bot side are going to be opening up here, and they just saw that Rakan back, so they could possibly be looking for an objective, but I think that they don't recognize, Classic at least, they don't recognize a lot of their strength. Cassiopeia can heal, and that is a flash from Jax into an auto from Kuda for half his health. He's going to miss the binding. A little ambitious there. So it looks like they might be pinging, and they're trying to get a lot of this priority over the Baron.
Yeah, I think that flash for Jax is a huge one, because he has a Zonias, so he's gonna ult up. That flash ult Zonias is a huge for Morgana. So I think Vandal has a big window to play with that too.
Wait, did Kuda just back on a ward? Because that's pretty huge right there. The flash coming out from Gambit just to stop any kind of engagement here. Looks like Snuggle might be looking to go in on mid. Kuda is going to slowly make his way towards the mid lane. And he has got a lot of the large swords. I mean, he's got 2 guns, basically. He's got the crossbow and the RFC. He's got the guns, and now he's also got the swords. And there we go. The current call is going to come out just to create a lot of space, try and help his team clear out some Baron vision. It looks like he's probably going for that Bloodthirster second item. I would have maybe liked to have seen either a QSS, although that could also just be a QSS as well. But either that or maybe a Maul of Malmortes to stop the amount of damage. So I don't think that Classic is necessarily understanding that they have a lot of pressure with someone like the Cassiopeia and the Xayah on these objectives.
Yeah, I kind of like to see death stance in these situations. You do reduce a lot of bursts, and even the consistent damage as well. And you do get to heal it back, or get a chance to heal it back up. And he's doing a lot of damage, so he could heal that back up.
Tiamat is gonna proc the Baron.
Yeah.
Taunt going a little bit short there, but you have the
Yeah,
Cassiopeia
loses.
and the Zaya. You should have a lot of pressure on these objectives, and you can obviously do those combos with them and put down a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, looking at the game state, it looks pretty even. None of these teams are willing to step forward or at least try and force an objective. What are some of the things that Classic, as the new team here, is going to be looking for? Kuda might be out of position, but quickly he's just going to run around in a circle really quickly. Going to hit him with the fast. So, going back, I mean, what are some of the things that Classic are going to be looking to try to do here and maybe try and take their first win against Vandal?
Well, Classic, they have 3 dragons, so dragon might be a bigger problem than the Nash. I think they should devote some vision to that bot side. They do have 1 control ward in the back of Barrington. I think if they see multiple members go to clear it, they should just rush for the dragon.
So, we do see Tristan is topside, is going to try and push this wave into the turret. We do see that potato chip, Evil Gambit coming in from behind. The TP from Tristan. They're not going to try and cancel that. Jax is going to slowly get chased away. The current call just to slow him down. The binding, he's going to try and dodge all these bullets right now. Ooh, nice! He does get the 4th shot, and it's going to crit and send Jax into the ground. That is the Morgana gone, and this could be the mid-inhib going down.
Yeah, supports dying tend to lead to a lot of snowballing, that's say.
Yeah, they could now look to try and start the Baron here, something that, you know, we saw Classic not really wanting to take a threat on. So now the Baron is going to be started, already at 12k health. See what happens. Evil Gambit on the side. It looks like Classic is getting prepped to fight them. The root going on to Evil Gambit. Snuggle looking to try and get an engage with it, but the Baron is going to be reset now. They are stalling a lot for Jax right now. Do the taunt right now onto him. Looks like a lot of damage. Les Bats goes over the wall. Tristan's gonna go down. Shadowed Moon is gonna get the ult and the flash over. Evil Gambit taking a lot of damage. Kuda, sorry, and Skythios are gonna put him down. So that is both top laners going, and the Baron is gonna be saved for another day.
Yeah, that was actually almost very well played. I was not, but they did manage to get a pick on Tristan, although Evil Gambit did trade his life fit in the end.
And they got a turret for it, so while the Baron is not started and both top laners are in the end, traded away, a turret is taken bot side for Classic.
Yeah, and Classic does have the inside track on his dragon, right? Started and maybe even finish it.
There we go, and now they're gonna start the Elder Drake here. No one's really in position. Kuda might be on the way. He's gonna use the scrying over. This is 3k health right now, and he could be taking it here. The current call, they should just try and finish this right now. There's about 1,000 health right now. The health, barely doesn't steal it, and that is going to be a very close smite fight with current call.
That was actually very smart on the reset because the Jinal could have stolen it. They waited for their smite to become available, their jungler.
That was super close. That could have been stolen.
It was actually very well played from them.
The dragon had about 100 health when both the smite and the Jin ult, the Jin ult was coming through. So
I mean, in theory, it was well played, but it was executed. But it worked out in the end for them.
So now they are going to be looking to try and go and secure a lot of vision on this. Shadow Moon is going to try and back. Might be a little bit early. Snuggle Blanket, sorry. So they're going to clear a lot of the vision, a lot of what's making it strong around here. And they might actually just start the Baron here.
Yeah, because if a 5v5 happens,
the flash from Jax is going to try and get the kill onto Kuda. Kuda has the flash, has the GA. Let's see, the nice command shockwave does hit 3 of them. Cassiopeia and Venlo going super low. Snuggle is taking a lot of damage. Venlo in the back, but he's going to get taken out. And this might be just a free Baron. Snuggle Blanket is going to get taken slowly but surely. A 4-man Gambit going in. Takes the Baron with the Titanic proc.
Oh my god.
an ace for Vandal, but the Baron going over. But these are 60-minute or 60-second death timers, and they could be looking to go through mid lane and end the game.
Yeah, so with Baron, this is 100% it. Without it, it's probably like 95% it. But yeah, you know, I thought they had a huge advantage. But
Yeah.
again, they played the fight very poorly. They allowed themselves to get hit with a 3-man shockwave. Jax the Ripper went in by himself to try to kill Jin. Didn't really work out for him. In the end, it cost them the game, but a very impressive.
Tristan does dive under the Nexus, but the Nexus is going to go down in favor of Vandal, taking up a win over Classic Esports.
Yeah, that was an impressive showing for their first game. Didn't come out with the win, but they might have won some hearts.
Yeah, definitely not the worst thing to happen. And I mean, Kuda though, I would say Kuda was performing amazingly on this Jhin and doing so much for his team, both in terms of damage and just making sure that he wasn't going down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So great job! Congratulations to Vandal for the win here. They are now gonna go a little bit further up in the league, and now Classic, despite getting a loss, I wouldn't be too down in the dumps. They did have a great performance against this team, and that is gonna be all for right now, guys. The next game that is gonna be coming up is going to be Illumination Valiant versus Vandal. So one team coming off a win and another coming off from a loss, a pretty devastating loss for Valiant. Let's see who is gonna win, and we'll be right back.